Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Good evening, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Asif Hussain here. Doing a drive time vlog, and it's been a long awaited vlog because it's been very long since I had the last vlog. Given the reality that I don't get out and about much in the car, generally walk around. So the drive time vlog was kind of put on hold temporarily until I was back on the road and driving again. So I got the opportunity today. I came out for a walk here. I don't know if you can see, but my forehead's sweating at the moment because I've done a couple of laps of the park, walking, that is, not running. And this is my regular cardio training that I do on top of my other stuff that I'm doing. So I thought it was time to post a video, but I wanted the video to have some substance and some relevance, and not just post because I felt like posting, and I felt like talking to people or just expressing my views. So this vlog is kind of post Ramadan and post reflections on Ramadan. I've been wanting to do this for some time now, but I've just not found the time to do it. And I thought, I've got a few minutes to myself. Why not give it a crack, give it a go, put something together. So here I am. Some reflective thoughts about Ramadan. Now this month, of course, we experienced the first Ramadan in lockdown, which is probably going to be the only one that we're going to experience. Hopefully, inshallah, next time round, the reality will be very different. So this was a very interesting month for me. I have to say, in retrospect, probably one of the best Ramadans that I've experienced in terms of my spiritual awareness, my spiritual activity, and my, drawing closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With the long nights of staying awake, reading, doing extra prayers, etc., etc., it has been quite extensive in terms of how much I've managed to achieve. My goal going into Ramadan was to complete Quran. 2/3 into Ramadan, I thought I wasn't going to be able to finish it. I was probably 2/3 through the Quran, and I saw that I had quite a lot to read, and I think I was into the last 10 days, and I really was kind of thinking that this wasn't possible, but I set myself some very clear objectives in that 10 days. I thought, how am I going to achieve this goal? This is what I've got left. This is what I need to read per day to be able to achieve completion of the Quran. So I set that goal for myself, and alhamdulillah, with the help of Allah, nothing can be achieved. Without the help of Allah, nothing can be achieved. So I smashed that out, and I learned a lot about that experience. I learned a lot about myself, what I'm capable of achieving when I set my mind to it. If anyone sets their mind to it, and if you have a clear kind of directive of what you need to achieve. For me, it was a breakdown per prayer, per salah, what I have to do, how much I have to do, how much is remaining, and I'd review this on a daily basis. That's how much of a scrutiny I had in that process. So I guess that can be applied to anything that you do in life. And this is just an example that I'm giving you of my kind of goal to finish the Quran and how I was able to achieve that in the last few remaining days. Of course, with the last 10 days, you intensify your reading, your remembrance of Allah. And that's what allowed me really to push through. I made each day, each night count. It became very intensive, very full on. I mean, if you're not used to reading Quran regularly and at that much depth and length, then it does exhaust you. Alhamdulillah, you have the energy through Ramadan to do that. But obviously, in terms of reflections after Ramadan, I kind of give myself a break. A week I just took off. I took off from reading Quran. And what I did realize was that, your spiritual elevation goes from an extreme high to dropping down low. And I found a massive drop in the first week, and it was like, this effort that I put in, it just kind of mounted to, a climax, an anticlimax, which was the completion of Quran and the end of Ramadan and making Eid. And after Eid, things went back to normal, and I kind of took a break, which was what I was expecting, to be honest with you, more than anything. And since the week's gone and we're now into the second week post Ramadan, can you believe it? Yeah. I've started to read Quran again, because I found that week I needed to have that window of just to relax, because when you do something full on and intense and you really kind of push yourself to the limit, it's good to have that little kind of little bumper there to give you that little break. And again, I've opened the Quran up again and I'm taking it easy again, and I'm going through the pages again with translation, with some commentary, with whatever additional I can do, and I've started off nice and slow again. So that's my my kind of journey of Quran and completion of Quran. So it's the first time I've ever done something like that intensive over the month. Again, I'm not one of these head banging readers that sits there and can go through, I spoke to my mum and she can sit and read, surah after surah after chapter, and she does that. I think for me it's more about substance. I look for more, I want more depth in my reading and my understanding. I don't want to just read the Quran for the sake of reading Quran because I need to complete this, I need to complete that. Of course, you set yourself those kind of goals, but I think more importantly, it's what you attain from that experience. It's what you take from that. And Quran is a journey. Quran is a journey of discovery, of reaching and pushing yourself to new heights in your understanding, in your awareness, and in your God consciousness. And it's supposed to increase that connection that you have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the purpose behind Quran. You read it, you reflect upon it, and you then implement that and embed that in your life. That's the point of Quran, and that's the point in anything in life that you're learning. Even if you relate it to your training, you learn a new skill, a new technique, a new strategy, and you incorporate that into your training regime, whether that be in your eating, whether it be what you do in the gym, what knowledge you pick up, you apply it. That's how you grow and you learn. So why should Quran not be no different? Why should our deen not be no different? So that's my little bit on my Quran experience. And I also want to just touch upon some of my training experiences that I had in this month. And for me, this month was good in terms of my training. Also, alhamdulillah, I again reached new heights in my training. This year, I tried something new. I tried opening my fast with something very light. What I would do generally is have some dates, have a protein shake or some liquid, some nuts, and a cup of coffee. That would be my, my iftar. Sorry, to open my fast like that. Maybe an hour, 3/4 of an hour later, I'd go and train. I was fortunate enough, alhamdulillah, to have my own weight set in my garage, so I'd do that straight after my workout. So straight after my iftar, and then after that, my first meal would come. So iftar time, maybe I'd spend about an hour training. That's about it. Then I'd have my first meal, which generally was quite clean. It was kind of very low on carbs, heavy on protein and fats. That were my kind of staple eating, and that continued throughout the month of Ramadan. I maintained that throughout consistently. Every day that I was training, that's what I do. I also include my cardio. So a lot of times I was doing my cardio before iftar. On some rare occasions where I couldn't fit it in, I may do it earlier in the day, or I'd do it after I'd open my fast and kind of have my workout and then go for maybe a little bit of a run or a walk, whatever was appropriate for that time. So it was an interesting month, given all the factors going against you when you're fasting. You're not eating, you're deprived of any kind of nutrients, any energy in your body. I was able to really perform at a high level. I was able to push myself given all those factors. They kind of motivated me more. I didn't use them to kind of make me lazy or become less kind of active, but rather it initiated and invoked more kind of activity in me and pushed me to do more, given the circumstances, given the kind of conditions that I was in. So I felt it kind of produced the best of me. It pushed me to new heights. So that was good, alhamdulillah. And now obviously when you go back to normal and you have all the conditions laid out for you perfect, you find you become a bit sloppy and lazy. I don't know if you've experienced that, but I found a little bit that I was kind of getting to a comfort zone because, you know, I didn't have those restrictions in my lifestyle right now. I did take a break initially from the regime, but I'm back on it now. That week of kind of rest and recovery. I didn't completely abandon my training. I went back into my training I took the weekend off for Ramadan, for Eid, sorry. Then come Monday, I was back on to my eating regime and everything else. So just slowly picking up from where I left off. My aim now, obviously, with my training is to get leaner, harder, become more kind of all-round kind of fitness. I want to have the physique. I want to have the muscular development. But at the same time, I want to be a lot fitter, with better endurance. I don't want to become like a marathon runner or anything like that. I don't want to, you know, completely wither away in terms of my physical kind of development. I like to keep a happy medium. So I'm a bit more all-round. That's my objective now, inshallah. So that's my little kind of like post-Ramadan reflections. So yeah, please share your thoughts with me. Share your own kind of experiences with me. Did you benefit from this Ramadan? Did it see you, you know, bring out the best in you, or did you suffer? Did you struggle? Did you have any drawbacks? Did you have any issues in terms of your eating, where you're not able to discipline yourself? But one of the things I found with the fasting that I really benefit from, the fact that you're fasting all day long, you know, I looked into the whole benefit of fasting, and I'm sure you all know, but when you actually begin to understand the process the body goes and the internal systems do, what benefits they gain from Ramadan, you know, I came to the conclusion that why would you want to feed your body with, you know, with all the bad fats and the bad calories? You know, I refused to do that because I saw what my body was going through and the kind of rejuvenation it was experiencing. So for me, it was, you know what, it has to be good, because anything that can benefit my body in the state of fasting, I will do that. So I will eat good fruits, I'll eat good food, I'll ensure I'm drinking this and taking this, you know, I take my vitamins and stuff like that. So I was very much on it, and I think I want to maintain that discipline coming off that Ramadan. So I'm at the moment, just to give you an insight, I'm doing a lot of intermittent fasting at the moment, which basically means for me is in the mornings it's about drinking. I have a few cups of coffee in the morning, do my cardio before I start work, and generally I won't eat till maybe till lunchtime, till after lunch. I don't go mad with the intermittent fasting. And my last meal probably in the evening, you're looking at maybe say 9 o'clock or something like that. Maybe a protein shake before going to bed if I need it. But generally 9 o'clock-ish, I'll have my last meal. And I have cut down on my amounts of food that I'm eating. So now I could eat from 2 to 3 meals in a day. And I've adopted the policy of eating more substance and maybe lesser, maybe to a slightly bigger quantity, without kind of overfeeding yourself, if you know what I mean. So I try to get all the food groups that I can in a meal. That includes, for me, maybe it could be some element of carbs in there, lesser carbs, you know, my grains, you know, my kind of lentils, beans, greens, my proteins. I put everything in that particular meal, and that will be, you know, my supply for the day. And I don't eat unless I have to eat. So when I get hungry, I'll eat. I don't just eat for the sake of eating. That's another thing that I've kind of started to adhere to. So yeah, it could be 2 to maximum 3 meals. And I drink a lot of hot drinks in between, a lot of coffee. I may have fruits like apples. I find apples are very good for digestion. They help to kind of, in between meals, I find they help a lot. They activate certain enzymes in your body that helps you digest, assimilate food. So that's been good for me. From time to time, I might throw in some nuts if I really feel that I need to have them as fats. But that's my general rule of thumb. You know, I'm experimenting with eating less. So now, if I can just, you know, remind you that, you know, my philosophy previous to this was I need to eat 6-7 meals a day, and I was eating 6-7 meals a day. You know, nibbling on small portions throughout the day. And that worked, but I realized that by eating so much, your body's constantly digesting, breaking down food. So you're not giving your digestive system any breaks. and by eating less, your body's able to digest, break down, utilize the nutrients that it needs, and allocate them in the various kind of parts that the body needs to utilize them. And then when it's ready for more, you can put more in. So why constantly top up when you don't need to top up? When you eat certain foods that have slow releasing elements to them, and last longer in your body, and more efficient for your body, then be selective with the food choices. Think about what you need to eat. Think about the food groups you need, and think about the foods that you want to put into your system, because what you put in is what you get out, and that philosophy is so right. So brothers and sisters, that's my kind of post-Ramadan reflections. I'm going to end there because I am hitting 15 minutes and I'm going to go over my time that I was going to allocate myself. So Jazakallah khair for listening. Please feel free to comment and share your thoughts. Assalamu alaikum.